Hello, today I'm gonna make a video explaining how to create long-term relationships with big vendor slash partners, whether it be in Japan, US, whatever. So I will tell you the story of Japan Man. You see this person? His name is Japan Man. He is a man who is Japanese. Okay, while I do that, I'm gonna unpack some of the cards that came from him. Okay, so fundamentally, what do I do on Whatnot? I buy cards and sell cards. I commission cards for people. I buy and sell cards. That's what I do. Okay, so when I first started streaming, there was this guy. Oh, let me back it up. When I first started streaming, I had to find my own product, buy and sell. That's basically what most vendors and card owners do these days. Well, forever. You buy, you sell. You find good price, you buy, you sell. Okay, so I bought a TCG player and all over the place, but one of the places I bought from was eBay. I found this guy's listing. He probably had a couple hundred cards. They were all pretty good pricing on 1/3 of them. So 1/3 of them, it was mostly vintage holos like this. 1/3 of them was priced well, so I flat out bought those for a couple $1,000s. Okay, so let's just say it was like this one over here. His cheap stuff, good price. I bought it. I just bought it through eBay. So I spent a couple thousand, and then he had a middle section that was slightly overpriced. So then we would negotiate that stuff. And then there was the really high-end stuff that was obscenely overpriced. Okay, and then that stuff, I messaged him. I said, hey, I want to buy all of your stuff, but the certain cards are way too expensive. So then after I got my first couple packages from him, this is over the course of like a month or so, he wrote a little note and he put it into one of the boxes. He said, please contact me on Instagram because, you know, the eBay overlords are watching. We don't want them to know we're negotiating and backdooring. Okay, so basically he knew I was serious because I was spending a couple $1,000s. So we then transitioned to buying and selling directly through Instagram. And for the most part, he just basically, I paid him, I trusted him first. I paid him, he sent me the product, it was fine. The problem was, we had to, it's like on eBay, every single card, he had to take a photo of the front, the back, and then say the price, and then we'll negotiate. It would take way too long. Like to transact a couple hundred cards, it was back and forth negotiation and doing batches and whatever. So then I told him, hey, what about this? What if I do commission sales for you instead? And then he said, that is interesting. That is interesting. You want to do commission sales. Why is this like this? Anyways, then he was like, okay, that's a good idea. Because I thought like, if you do commission sales through me, it'll save us time because you don't have to take the photos of everything and then you can just blindly send it to me. And obviously there's the trust issue of it. So because I trusted him with like paying him and then he sent me the cards, I guess he felt comfortable trusting me and hoping that I wouldn't scam him. So for his first box, this was probably 3 months after I started Whatnot. So around April. I started January of this year. So that's probably 6 months ago now. 6 months ago now that I started working with him. So basically, he sent me his first box for $3,000. It was worth $3,000. He spent 3,000 Japanese dollars on it. Okay, he spent 3,000, and then when I finished selling all of his stuff, it grossed 6,000. After Whatnot fees and my fees and shipping fees and all that, he gained back about 4,500. So 4,500 on his initial investment of 3,000 was very good. Okay, so obviously he was very happy. He just made 50% profit by buying cards from local stores, sending it to me, and I did all of the rest of the work. Okay. Look at this pile first, a little short pile. Did you know that if there's no number over here, it's way more rare and expensive? Greenback is basically think of greenback as unlimited with shadow. Blue is shadowless. No number is shadowless first edition. Just a little fun fact over there for those. Anyways, where was I? He made a lot of money. He was very happy. And then, yeah, we just continue from there. Just every week or two, he would send me a package, and then it would be between, obviously he went slowly up higher in terms of value. He was 3,000, then 5,000, then 7,000. These days he sends about $20,000 to $30,000 of cards. And right now we're on a steady schedule. Every Monday he ships it out. It arrives on Wednesday. I unpack it Thursday. I sell it on Friday. And Sunday, I pay him out Sunday night. Then the cycle continues. So every week, he's sending me a new package. So this whole relationship started from eBay, actually, which is, So this whole tray, this is one of his most recent shipments. This one I would say is mid-tier. He's saving all the really good stuff for next week for the Whatnot card show. But yeah, he makes a decent amount of money from it. And actually, he owned 3 businesses. This is one of the businesses. And then probably, I want to say 2 months ago, he asked me, like, can I trust you that we are going to do this long term? And then I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, I'm going to close my other 2 businesses. So he's going to close his, I don't know what to call it, old people caretaker home, and also his camera store. Then he's just going to focus on doing Pokemon. He said he's one of the top 5 buyers in Japan for old Japanese Pokemon cards. But that's obviously because all of it's moving through me. Anyways, you can see the type of stuff over here, right? So people will be impressed by some of this, but he sends me like 10 to 20 of each of these like every week. So I'm just like, this is basically bulk. But then I know like some people will be like, what the shit is going on here? Yeah. Oh, if you want to buy this stuff, by the way, my stream on Whatnot. Anyways, this is basically bulk. So that's the story of how I came into contact with Japan Man and I started selling for him. I'll save that. Let me see. Is there anything else for me to cover? How I met Japan Man, how long ago it was. We ended up here. I guess there's not really much else to say. Versus Stadium. This is Japanese exclusive. You cannot get these in the US. These were from the year 2000-ish. And these were basically like equivalent to high class sets back then. It was MSRP was like $6.50 when all the normal packs were like $2. So these booster packs were really expensive for back in the day. So yeah, if you guys wanna, the main thing is if you wanna make relationships with people long term and you wanna buy cheap cards, like people obviously want to buy cheap cards, but they're not. You need to look at it from like symbiotic relationship. Like you need to provide them something and for them to provide you something. You're going to get cheap cards. You have to provide them with liquidity, ease of sale, other stuff like that. Because like most people buy like 1 or 2 cards or whatever. It's not worth somebody's time like that. It's only worth their time if you're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to buy, give me $10,000 of cards or whatever. Because effectively what I'm doing with Japan Man now is I'm just buying, 20, 30K of cards at a time. Like, even though it's a commission sale, it's more of the price that he gets paid on the back end is what's, if there's an invisible string that can say how much things will sell for, he's basically selling me cards and making a certain amount of money. So yeah. There's not really much else to say. I guess I'll just go through the rest of this stack and show you guys. But yeah, decent stuff here. Not much else to say. Okay, bye bye.